What's going on, boys? Sago MMA here with a late upload. Sorry that I didn't upload yesterday. There was just a lot of things going on, a lot of things happening. So I was very, very busy that day and could not put out a video. But obviously, I'm bringing you guys right now. Right now it's 8 o'clock at night. So I'm going to upload 2 videos for you guys. At this time, hopefully you guys get to watch it as soon as it drops. It should go to your post notifications if you have my post notifications turned on. But let's go ahead and talk about today's topic of the video. So as you guys know, UFC 291 is slowly coming upon us in 3 days time. Saturday night, UFC 291 headlining. The main event is going to be Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje 2. Obviously, you guys know that Tony Ferguson is fighting Bobby Green on that card as well. And, this video is going to be about the statements that Tony Ferguson came out saying in the pre-fight press conference. He came out and, said some statements, about his injury and his time, being away as a fighter and, sustaining, a lot of these injuries and thinking about quitting. And, I said in my last video, if you guys watched, my last video that was about Tony Ferguson, I was just talking about, is Tony Ferguson finished in terms of as a fighter? As everybody knows, Tony Ferguson was one of the best lightweights, if not the best lightweights on the planet at one point. And so, it was really tough seeing him kind of drift away after losing all those fights. And with this, what he came out saying in the pre-fight press conference, he came out and said, I've had a lot of injuries, built up from all those fights, and I've just been doing my own thing, taking care of business and in other areas of my life. And a lot of these UFC fighters, man, these old era fighters, they're branching out and doing different things. It's not just, we see these guys as professional fighters and getting out there and, really, giving a lot to their fans and to the people that support them and watch them for the reason that, they became good fighters. And so, seeing what Tony posted or commented on that press conference was pretty refreshing. But also it's just a reminder that with age and with other factors coming into play, things are going to be rough on these kind of on these athletes. They can't stay on top forever like Tony Ferguson clearly was at one point. He was he was top tier lightweight, like he was in the conversation of being one of the best lightweights that in the UFC has ever had. So it was, I was glad to see that from Tony Ferguson, but also you got to face the facts, and the facts are that Tony Ferguson has lost his last three fights. He's lost, and not just losing, but getting finished. Getting finished against Justin Gaethje. Getting outclassed by Beneil Dariush. So seeing a lot of these things, was for him to sort of bring all those things up and kind of make his own claims and say why he wasn't on top at that point was refreshing to see. But I just want to see him win against Bobby Green, man. That would make me, as a Tony Ferguson fan, that would make me really happy, to see him back in the winning column. Even though obviously it's not against a very tough opponent, it's still a reminder to show that the old times where Ferguson was beating guys and ragdolling him, those times can still be remembered through that performance that he's gonna have to put on Saturday. If he goes out there, and I said this in my video, if he goes out there and loses to Bobby Green, then the Tony Ferguson me and you knew is finished. Is that he doesn't have any fight left in him anymore, any sort of skill level to beat top guys, and certainly not motivated to even become an interim or or become a champion in that weight class ever. So it'll be sad if that's the case, but I just want to see Tony Ferguson win, man. That's all I care about, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are like wanting that too for the guy. He's had a rough couple years. I mean, let's be honest. He's had a rough couple of years. Obviously, he has two beautiful kids and beautiful family, in general, and he's just busy with a lot of other things. But people are going to be harsh and hasty and say, "Yo, this guy, we loved him because he was a good fighter, not because he's making excuses and saying why I haven't fought good." But yeah, boys, that's the video. Yeah. So there's nothing really much more to say. If you guys like these type of UFC in-depth analysis videos, for the best in-depth analysis, like, comment. Love to see your input and subscribe. And yeah, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.